Shabbat Shalom, Temple Sinai. This Shabbat we read Akev in the book of Deuteronomy, and it opens with a reminder that if we follow through, God will lovingly be there for us. Now, that's a really interesting and challenging idea. Is God really there, and is God dependent on our following through? And what's God's love mean? We live, thankfully, in a relatively free place and in a relatively peaceful time. But if we were like the hostages in Gaza, for whom these candles are still out and still lit, I think wondering about God's love would mean something entirely different. And so as we wrestle with this concept of God's love this Shabbat, we do so recognizing how blessed we are and how much we still need to pray for them. The most recent report was that 6 bodies were just recently returned, but there's still something like 109 hostages being held, and we pray for their safe return. And we pray for them to know God's love, and for their captives too, actually, to know God's love, and to know that the best thing they can do is to release those captives. I hope you'll join us for Shabbat. There's a lot going on this week. Friday evening, we have a Shabbat dinner. It begins at 5:30, and we'll be welcoming friends over from Rabbi Shalom congregation. Friday night services are at 7 o'clock here at the temple. Cantor Reinwald and I will be joined by Cantor Glasser from Rodef Shalom. Saturday morning, we'll actually be over at Rodef Shalom, and they have Torah study at 8:45 and then services at 10, so join us there. There will not be services here Saturday morning. On Sunday morning, we have our Geniza ceremony, where we will be lovingly burying prayer books that are no longer useful at the cemetery, at the Memorial Park, and so we invite you to join us Sunday morning for that. And next week, there is the Jewish Heritage Night at the Pirates. We might even get a win, you never know. And then next Friday evening, we will celebrate the New Year's of the Animals with a special Blessing of the Pets service. That Shabbat service will take place not in our building, but rather at Shenley Plaza, and we invite you to come with your pets. For now, though, a Shabbat of wrestling with God's love. What does it mean for God to love us and for us to love God? And is God's love dependent on how we follow commandments? Or is God's love universal? And what do we do with all of that? I look forward to celebrating with you. I look forward to wrestling these questions. And most of all, I look forward to seeing you soon at the temple. Shabbat Shalom.